Here's something most people never hear before they buy a car, and once you hear it, you'll never look at SUVs the same way again. The vehicles we assume are safe choices, the ones neighbors recommend and ads praise, often aren't the ones that age gracefully. Some of them quietly drain your wallet year after year, while others, often overlooked, rarely hyped, just keep going, calmly, reliably, without drama. And recently, a massive behind-the-scenes evaluation pulled back the curtain on exactly that. Years of ownership data, repair patterns, real fuel costs, insurance behavior, resale trends, and long-term satisfaction were laid out side by side. Not test drive excitement. Not brand loyalty. Real life. And the results surprised a lot of people. Picture a giant garage late at night. Clipboards on hoods. Data screens glowing. Engineers, analysts, mechanics, and testers comparing notes, not on what feels exciting today, but on what still feels right 10 years from now. That's the mindset behind this ranking of the best SUVs you can buy for 2026. And what shocked many buyers is that some big-name favorites didn't even come close, while a few quieter choices punched far above their weight. By the end of this video, you'll know which SUVs truly respect your money, which popular ones slowly disappoint over time, and why the number one pick rewrites what best really means, especially if you're the kind of driver who values peace of mind more than flashy screens. Let's start with the SUV that quietly sets the tone for everything that follows. The Mazda CX-70. This is the kind of vehicle you understand not in the first 5 minutes, but in the first 5 years. Mazda didn't chase trends here. They didn't try to stuff in gimmicks or overcomplicate the formula. Instead, they focused on something buyers over 60 appreciate deeply: calm refinement. The moment you sit inside, it doesn't shout for attention. The materials feel solid, stitched, carefully chosen. Controls are where your hands expect them to be. Visibility is clear. Nothing feels fragile or experimental. It's the kind of cabin that reminds you of older luxury cars, back when things were built to last, not impress on a showroom walk-around. Under the hood, the CX-70 avoids risky extremes. Power delivery is smooth and predictable, not stressed or overly complex. That matters when you plan to keep a vehicle well beyond the warranty period. Fewer surprises. Fewer late-night repair bills. Maintenance schedules that feel manageable instead of intimidating. On the road, it stays composed, soaking up rough pavement without floating or wobbling, yet still feeling connected enough to inspire confidence. Mazda has always understood balance, and here it shows. This SUV doesn't try to be everything. It just does the important things well. And that's exactly why it earned its place. Now imagine a completely different personality. One built not for polished city streets, but for dirt roads, snow-covered driveways, and weekend escapes that actually happen, not just look good on Instagram. The Honda Passport is often ignored, stuck awkwardly between smaller and larger siblings. But that middle ground is precisely where its strength lies. This is an SUV for people who use their vehicle, not just own it. The Passport's engine choice tells you everything about Honda's mindset. Instead of chasing small turbocharged setups that promise efficiency but add complexity, Honda sticks with a naturally aspirated V6 that has already proven itself over hundreds of thousands of miles. Fewer moving parts under pressure. Less heat stress. More predictable aging. For long-term owners, that's gold. And when the road ends, the Passport doesn't pretend. Its all-wheel drive system includes real mechanical capability, hardware designed for traction, not marketing photos. Snow, sand, mud, it's prepared. Yet, despite that rugged backbone, daily life remains comfortable. Quiet cabin. Smooth ride. Controls that don't require a learning curve. Ownership costs stay sane. Resale stays strong. This is the kind of SUV that doesn't beg for attention but earns respect over time. Then comes a vehicle that understands family life in a way few others do. The Toyota Grand Highlander Hybrid. This one exists because so many families make a mistake without realizing it. They buy space without thinking about long-term costs. Or they chase efficiency and end up sacrificing comfort. This SUV bridges that gap beautifully. The third row actually works for adults. Cargo space doesn't vanish when seats are up. You don't feel like you're playing Tetris every time groceries and passengers arrive together. The hybrid system is the quiet hero here. Toyota has been refining this technology for decades, and it shows. Smooth acceleration, strong fuel savings, no anxiety about charging stations, no guessing games about long-term durability. Over years of ownership, the fuel savings quietly pile up, while maintenance remains predictable. It's not flashy. It's not trying to impress your neighbors. It's trying to still make sense when your odometer has 6 digits on it.
Standpoint, the
Now let's
Passport
talk about
makes
weather,
sense long
because for
after
many
the new
drivers,
car smell
that's where
fades.
trust is
Simpler
earned or
engine
lost.
design,
The Subaru Outback has built a reputation that didn't come from advertising. It came from winters survived. Every Outback comes with full-time all-wheel drive. No trim games. No upgrades required. It's just there, working every time you turn the key. That consistency reduces accidents, lowers insurance stress, and builds confidence that's hard to put a price on. The Outback also avoids unnecessary complexity. Its design philosophy feels almost old school, in a good way. Excellent visibility. A cargo area shaped for real use. A ride that prioritizes comfort over flash. These vehicles often stay on the road well past 200,000 miles, not because owners are lucky, but because the formula is honest. When things are built simply and thoughtfully, they tend to last. Then there's the SUV many people love to dismiss with one word: boring. The Toyota RAV4. But here's the truth most don't want to admit. Boring is exactly what wins in long-term ownership. The RAV4 doesn't surprise you. It doesn't demand attention. It just works. Year after year. The hybrid versions, in particular, quietly change the math. Fuel economy that rivals much smaller vehicles, without the stress of full electrification. And resale value that refuses to collapse, even years later. Toyota's approach here is almost stubborn. Proven parts. Conservative engineering. No unnecessary risks. And for owners, that translates into fewer repairs, lower insurance, and peace of mind. Even the high-performance hybrid variant manages to deliver impressive acceleration without sacrificing reliability. That's not exciting in the showroom, but it's incredibly exciting 5 years later. Now imagine taking that reliability and wrapping it in calm, understated luxury. That's where the Lexus TX 350h enters the picture. Luxury SUVs often come with hidden costs that show up later. Complicated engines, fragile tech, expensive repairs. Lexus chose a different path. By pairing proven hybrid technology with thoughtful design, they created something rare, a luxury SUV that doesn't punish long-term owners. Inside, it's quiet. Materials feel durable, not delicate. The third row actually works. Controls are intuitive. And underneath it all is Toyota's reliability philosophy, refined but unchanged. Depreciation stays reasonable. Insurance doesn't spike. Maintenance feels familiar, not frightening. This is luxury for people who value calm over status. And finally, we reach the SUV that topped them all. The Honda CR-V Hybrid. Not because it's flashy, not because it's exciting, but because it gets ownership right. Day after day, year after year. Honda's hybrid system delivers excellent fuel economy without complexity. No charging stress. No long-term uncertainty. Just predictable efficiency. The interior prioritizes visibility and comfort. Controls make sense. Nothing feels over-designed. Reliability remains Honda's quiet strength, keeping repair risks low as mileage climbs. And resale value stays strong, protecting your investment. This is the SUV people buy when they want life to be easier, not louder. And that's why it earned the top spot. So if this video helped you see SUVs differently, do me a favor. Tap the like button. It helps this channel reach more drivers who care about real ownership, not hype. Share this with someone who's shopping right now. Subscribe for more deep, practical car care insights. And comment below. Tell me which country you're watching from. I read every single one.